The next time you take a sip of water, consider this. You are drinking the same water the dinosaurs drank. That very same molecule might have once trickled down the back of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's possible because the Earth has been running the most efficient recycling program in the universe for billions of years, the water cycle. Imagine you're a single drop of water floating in the middle of the vast Pacific Ocean. The sun beats down and you start to feel lighter. You're not a liquid anymore. The sun's energy has turned you into an invisible vapor, and you begin to rise. This is evaporation. You float up into the atmosphere, joining countless other molecules, some of which have been released from the leaves of giant redwood trees in a process called transpiration. As you ascend higher, it gets cold. You and the other vapor molecules slow down, huddling together for warmth. But you can't form a group on your own. You need a gathering point. A microscopic speck of dust, pollen, or salt in the air becomes your anchor. You cling to it, turning from a gas back into a tiny liquid droplet. This is condensation. Billions of you do the same, and together, you become visible. You've just helped form a cloud. Now, what kind of cloud are you? Are you a cumulus cloud, one of those puffy cotton ball shapes that drifts lazily across a brilliant blue sky on a perfect day? Or are you part of a stratus cloud, a low, gray blanket that covers the sky and promises a day of drizzle? Maybe you're high up in a wispy, feathery cirrus cloud made of ice crystals, a sign that the weather is about to change. Or perhaps you've joined the most dramatic cloud of all, the towering, dark, anvil-shaped cumulonimbus, a thunderhead crackling with energy and preparing to unleash a storm. Let's say you're in that towering storm cloud. It gets crowded. The cloud gets heavy, unable to hold any more water. Suddenly, you're falling. This is precipitation. You could be a gentle raindrop, a delicate snowflake, or a hard pellet of hail. You land on a mountainside and begin to move, joining a tiny stream. This is runoff. You flow with other drops, carving a path through the soil, shaping the landscape through erosion. Your stream merges with a river, and you travel for miles, passing through forests and cities. Some of your companions might soak deep into the ground, becoming groundwater that keeps rivers flowing even when it isn't raining. Eventually, your river empties you back into the ocean, where your journey began. The cycle is complete. The amount of water on our planet never changes. It's a closed system. The water we have is all we've ever had. Every drop is on a constant, epic journey from ocean to sky to land and back again. It changes its form from solid ice to liquid water to gaseous vapor, but it is never lost. These clouds we see are just huge, floating reservoirs of fresh water waiting for their turn to fall. So the next time you see rain streaking down your window, remember that ancient journey. You're not just watching the weather, you're watching the Earth's bloodline in motion, a cycle that has connected every living thing that has ever existed, from the first algae to the mightiest dinosaurs, to you.